Over the years, many people have taken so many lyrics to heart, and it's had such a huge change on their life. Over the years, many people have been singing the wrong lyrics for a long time. So if you'll excuse me while I kiss this guy, Lauren is going to talk today about 5 misheard lyrics that you haven't thought of in a while, coming right up. Hey everybody, it's Lauren and it's Russ, and we're here on the Infectious Groove YouTube channel. And like I said in the intro, this is one of those things where, like, I personally can think of many times that over the years I've been not even funny, just singing stuff, and then years later you hear a live version or you see the lyrics or something and you're like, oh, that no. Yeah, no. So this is another one of those videos where Lauren was like, hey, have you covered this topic yet? And I was like, no. And she was quite giddy to share with you. So there are a million of these, many. I would say. So this is by no means a definitive list or anything. So, you know, don't come at us all with like, oh, I've been a fan of this for 40 years and I know what I'm doing. You know, like, just take the video for what it is. It's just fun. So if you would please share 5 with you and with the viewers. And then if the viewers would, besides the one Lauren's going to share, please give us the ones you know of in the comments below.
Great. I'm going to have a hard time not laughing through this because these just make me chuckle.
They're very funny. Yeah.
The first one is misheard lyrics from The Police, Message in a Bottle. A year has passed since I broke my nose.
Right. This is one that I would get, like, again, some of the ones when you hear about these, like the one I made reference to in the intro, like, I feel like people made it up somewhere along the way.
Oh, for
sure.
Know,
and then everybody's like, oh, yeah. Or like if somebody says it, then you can't unhear it. This is one that you can just hear this.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like when you hear it, you can be like, why would he say that? You know, years later, you're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Adjacent to The Police, I would like to mention, and this is absolutely one that a friend of mine made up, but I can't unhear, is in the bridge for Every Breath You Take. A friend of mine always says, I'm a pool hall ace.
That's great.
Instead of how my poor heart aches. And to the point where whenever I sing Every Breath You Take at karaoke, I will sometimes just slide that in and like no one notices.
Yeah.
But it makes me laugh.
Well, that's I think that's what's important about some of these things. It's like, yeah, like your brain will hear the wrong thing maybe the first time. And then later on, once you know what the correct lyrics are, you can chuckle at it because it's just funny. Like, why would they say things like that?
Right. The next one on your list is one that, you know, Weird Al made a whole song about how nobody can understand this. It's kind of shooting fish in a barrel. It's like Pearl Jam, where everybody's like, you know, everybody in the world has an impression of Eddie Vedder singing Even Flow, you know. But if you were there when Teen Spirit launched, I can tell you, because everyone I knew, when that song started, every person I know said, load up on guns. And like everybody just kind of mumbled through the songs. But there were parts that people thought that they all knew, like the one you're going to mention. But like everybody was singing different words.
Right. Yeah. Here we are now in Containers.
Yeah. Which everybody I know, like I said, that was all in the same room singing along loudly. That song had a different line for that and thought they were right.
That's so great. That's so great. Yeah. I mean, here we are now in Containers, though. Like, you could like back your way into meaning for that line if you really wanted to.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. Well, and that's the thing, too. And I don't mean any disrespect toward Kurt, but I feel like Kurt was, or at least how I take Kurt's writing, is that a lot of what he did was vague enough to where you could go, oh, I feel that. That applies to me. And when he wrote it, he was probably like, that's not what I meant at all. Right. The next one on your list, I kind of have a personal point on this one to make, but share with us the next one on your list.
It's Kings of Leon from Sex on Fire. Oh, dyslexics on fire.
You're right. So here's the thing. Have you ever had this happen? And this is actually a good one for a comment too, where you think the lyrics are right to something and you're like, that can't be right. And then you find out you were right and you're like, what? Like, okay, has that ever happened to you?
No.
Okay. It happened to me with this song, because when this song came out, I remember being like, it sounds like he's saying the sex is on fire, and there's no way that's the lyrics to the song. You know what I mean? Like, so I would literally just come up with anything else until I knew what the actual name of the song was, because I always heard it playing in like video game menus or whatever.
Okay.
Like, because I don't listen to the radio a lot, so I didn't hear it, and they weren't like, oh, that was the Kings of the Leons with the sex is on fire. You know, like, so I didn't know what the name of the song was, and I kept being like, there's no way he's saying sex on fire. Like, it sounds like he's saying that, but there's no way that's what, and then it was. It was like, for me, if you would have walked up to me and been like, dyslexics on fire, I would have been like, that makes more sense.
That's great.
Yeah. So anyways, we are through 3 of them. You've got 2 more for us. What do you got?
Sure do. This one made me laugh the most. It's Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. It doesn't make a difference if we're naked or not.
Great line. I feel like this is one that was like someone made up along the way.
Well, maybe
like,
this might be in
yeah. But here's the thing, and I'm a huge Bon Jovi fan. I've got plenty of Bon Jovi content on the channel, so go look for it if you're about to be offended by what I'm going to say. John Bon Jovi, I feel, graduated from the school of overpronunciation, and it causes you a lot of times to be like, what'd you just say? You know, so like, I don't even, my guess is someone made this one up, but also someone very much could have been like, maybe he's saying naked or not, you know, because of the way John overpronounces everything.
Oh, totally. Because like after I put this list together, I took a listen to like these and tried to hear what these were, and like I could hear all of them.
Yeah. So for your last one, and of course, I love how I accidentally have personal anecdotes about all these. I wasn't even thinking of when you gave me your list. I was so happy this one's on the list because this one sounds like something someone made up. But I promise you, for like the first 5 months when I heard this song, I thought the line was what you said, what you're about to say it was.
That's because this is what it sounds like. Yeah. Taylor Swift, Blank Space, All the Lonely Starbucks Lovers.
I am not kidding you. For at least 5 months, I thought that's what she was saying.
And it can make sense if you think about it.
Well, no, for a million reasons. Product placement. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody was like, you know, like, oh, we'll give you a bunch of money to say Starbucks in a song, you know. And then she was like, well, all right, let me figure out how to work it into the line. And as absurd as that sounds, I assure you that's what I thought she was saying. And then when you hear the real, like, which is got a long list.
Got a long list of ex-lovers.
Yeah. And it's like the Bon Jovi thing. When you hear it, when you hear the pronunciation along with what the lyric is supposed to be, you're like, oh, I see how she got there. But like, if you had told me that and not played the song again, I would have been like, I'm sticking with Starbucks.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So thank you so much for coming up with these lists. I think it's great. You know, and for someone like me, I refer to myself as a recovering music snob. The chance that some might be made up, I used to be like, oh, that's ridiculous, you know, but like, just have fun with it.
Just have fun with it. I mean, Tony Danza, somebody definitely made that up.
Oh, for sure. Well, the Friends writing room came up with that, if nothing else.
Yeah.
So we always say this, hey, make sure to leave a comment, but please do, because I think this is a hilarious topic to, you know, let us know, like, if there's some for you, like Blank Space, where like you'd like to use our comment section as a confessional, be like, I thought for sure that was, you know, the lyric of the song or whatever. By all means, leave us a comment. I think stuff like that's real fun. Or if you want us to do a follow-up video, maybe give us some of yours that you other people that have misheard or whatever else that you always thought was funny, and we'll do a follow-up on that or whatever. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.